I want to talk about something that just aggravated me once again. Um, Thank you for making the comment to the person who made the comment that pissed me off, because now I'm going to make a video about it. And this is not to be condescending or judgmental. I want to shed some light and bring some clarity to this issue. It's a very common misconception. I'll say it right away now. People say money is the root of all evil or something along those lines. What happened was I posted something about 5 Points, the graffiti mecca in New York City, getting painted over, while Paris has an abandoned building being demolished that has been turned into a temporary art gallery that's like 9 stories high. And I said, what the hell is wrong with New York City? They just painted 5 Points white. They just wiped out all the artwork. And the comment I got, thank you again for making the comment, it said, money. So, want to get to the most common saying is the money is at the root of all evil. How can money be at the root? Now, when you get metaphorical, metaphors actually have to be very, they have to make sense. Where is the root? The root is in the ground. You cannot see the root. It is deep, and it is holding the outer expression. Money is the outer expression. Money is the leaves on the tree. Money, it can't be at the root. Money is not the person making the choice to do something destructive, for example, or something out of integrity. It is not at the root. It is just a tool that this person is using who has rotten roots. The person has rotten roots. If a tree has rotten roots, their leaves are going to be screwed up or falling off. They're not going to have any. So, but a tree allows this process to happen. It has no control. A person wants to control. So when the person's leaves are falling off, whatever that may be, they want to control by grabbing some money and putting it on their tree limb. It's like, okay, I got some leaves here. See, I'm still good. So imagine if a tree tried to do that. I guess it couldn't. No. Because it's unnatural. A tree is truthful in its expression. Anyway, I won't go too far into esoterical stuff. So, what is at the root? What I said to this guy: repressed emotions. That's it. Or just basically resistance to what is, non-acceptance, the lack of acceptance. Maybe it doesn't make sense, but it's a long story. It can be simplified, and maybe you'll want more clarity on it, but if you're interested, you can find it. There's plenty of information out there if you research. There's a lot of common psychology about it, depending on which kind of psychology you look into, but things start out in childhood. When we are children, we are raised, we don't know anything as children. We are learning from the adults, from the world, these big things around us. What is the world? What is life? And when things happen to us and we're treated in a certain way, what happens when there are traumatic experiences, everything is a big deal for a kid. So a little bad thing is, oh my God, you got, oh, the boogeyman's coming, and like, oh my God, I'm gonna die. You tell that to me, I'm not gonna give a crap. But as a 5-year-old, the 5-year-old's gonna scream and run because the boogeyman is probably freaking real and whatever. You know what I'm saying? So what happens commonly is, if a kid feels a certain way or wants to do a certain thing and the parent doesn't like that and tells them it's not okay, then it's like, oh, a kid might have a spontaneous thing. A common thing I see in the street is a kid will just automatically be loud and expressive and laughing and yelling loud, and the parent, what they could do is say, oh, haha, you're having fun, but let's quiet down a little bit. Instead they go, be quiet, stop it, there's people around. And they freak out, which that intense energy from the parent freaks the kid out. So then What happens in the head, the mind, or in the experience of the kid is, oh my God, when I have this spontaneous reaction, which is totally natural, something bad's going to happen. So then I better stop these spontaneous reactions. I better start to like mold and crush. So that's the very basic example of what happens. It happens a lot for some people, and it gets progressively worse. And the more there's the stuffing, it's like, so then all these things is stuffed, and you're not living a natural life. People, nobody has a perfect life. Everybody's got a level of this or other, and some have more. Depending on what part of their childhood certain things happen, certain patterns get developed. Somebody who's just money hungry, they are trying to control a feeling of out of control. They feel out of control inside. They feel like if they don't have this control of all this big money and blah, 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 that they are going to be in big danger, because there's something unconsciously that's like, okay, if we don't do this, we're screwed. And they don't know it. They just have this automatic hunger to do this. So they'll do something like that, like, oh, who needs art? Let's destroy the artwork and just sell the freaking condos. Obviously, these people are not in touch with their soul, their creativity, because they can't look at this building and go, wow, this thing has integrity. You know, it takes a deep connection to the purity of yourself to know purity out in the world. And if someone can't see that, it's because they're just blocked. There's something in the way. They can't see it. There are these defense mechanisms. Repressed emotions, what I was saying is, as I was saying, the spontaneous reactions, those are emotions happening. Those are emotions causing spontaneous reactions in a kid, for example, and they're stopped. They're blocked. So the kid learns to repress the emotion, and it becomes a normal thing for most people. So this person, money hungry, selling out, is just fighting some emotions in there by going like, if I do this, then I won't have to feel that. I won't have to feel scared. And so I'll just keep focusing on my mind on survive, 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 more, 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 more. Instead of being like, oh, but what do I really need? Am I happy? Do I feel full? What's going on in here? What do I really need? And saying money is the root of all evil makes this wonderful tool of exchange into some kind of demon. Don't you need to eat? Don't you want to go watch the football game or whatever you do? Don't you want to buy your spray paint? Well, maybe you want to steal it. Don't. You steal it. How do they get the money to make you more spray paint to use in the future? Duh. It's an exchange of services. Don't steal. Thank you very much. I stole a lot of things. But from the mouth of the horse, or whatever you say. I don't know. Straight from the horse's mouth. Money is not evil. Money is a piece of paper. Give it a break, poor thing. It's cute and green, little, and has faces on it. Those people in the pictures are not that happy either. And they're definitely not happy being called the root of all evil. Just an exchange document. It's just the way it's not even the way it's used. It has nothing to do with the money. It has to do with the person. What the person is doing. And these people, I mean, you might want to beat the crap out of them or kill them, but ultimately, they need understanding. There is hope. Could be unlikely that people like that will ever change, but there is hope. I could be in prison now. I could have done worse things. I could be a drug addict, many things. But I got arrested, had a little experience in jail, and had clarity and decided to change my life. And I'm a happy person now. I would be so miserable if that hadn't happened. I was in jail, looking at all these other people stuck in their way of life, going in and out of jail thinking that that's the way to be, and it just was like, wow, really? They just don't see a better, a better experience. They can't even envision what it feels like to not be miserable. So misery is just a normal, comfortable thing. And I have seen many miserable people in my life change. I'm 28, not that old, but I've seen a lot of change in people that I would have never, ever imagined. So as, was it Mahatma Gandhi, one of those people, be the change you want to see? It's true. All you can really do is be an example. Sometimes you got to be tough. Got to know how to get through to people in certain moments. Certain people in certain moments, you can affect them by being tough in a certain way, but not just spewing. Let's get on these subjects later. I'll end it here. This is a long video. Hope you got something out of it. Leave a comment. Let's have a discussion. Thank you very much. Hope you enjoyed. Goodbye.